at that time, when I arrived at Pretoria, I didn't have nothing. When she met me, I met her in my first year. And when we met, I had nothing to a point that benga now no matras.
Yeah.
I was literally hunting for bedding or taller that someone was selling, right? Benglala panse matin.
That's a ride or die.
Yeah.
Was she there on the floor? Please continue. I'm sorry.
No, man, she was.
No. We don't have to answer that.
Yeah, she was living a very quite a softer life.
Oh, so you'd
a
visit
way
her.
Softer
You'd visit
life.
her.
Where she stayed. We didn't live that far from each other.
You'd visit her.
Yes. She'd visit me. I'd visit her because we weren't
sleep
that
over there where there's a bed. I'm sorry, Kevin. Fuck.
This is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. Yes. So yeah. And then in varsity, I remember this one time. During classes, we had a bit of a break. So I went to chill somewhere, and there were these girls. I don't know the girls. They were having a conversation, celebrating the fact that one of them was engaged. So I don't know how the conversation progressed to this, but they started asking me, "Oh, so you have a girlfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." "And you're studying?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm studying." And I think at the time, so she was always a year ahead of me because we both matriculated at the same year, but she came to varsity before I did, and I took a gap year, and then came to varsity the following year. So she's basically going to finish varsity and start working. And I think the conversation led to that as well while we were talking. And then Bang Buzuguti, so wenzan manje, like what work are you doing? I'm like, no, I mean, I'm a student. That's the work I'm doing. I'm not, there's nothing I can do right now. So I'm trying to focus on my studies. Obviously, there were a few things I could do for like and there was some stuff I ended up doing later. But point being, as we were having that conversation, I say to them, Guti, Ogamanje, I don't have anything. She's a year ahead of me and she's about to finish and probably start working before I do. So they do the math, and one of them looks at me and says, Uzokshi.
Boom.
Right? Yeah. So looks at me and says, yeah, just forget about it. And get someone younger than you. So that's
the red pill, boy.
Exactly. So that is a very, very embedded narrative within us. Many of us hold that, and many of us as men, that's what we expect. Uguti if nginganamali, there's gonna come a time nomntana lo uzongishiya.
Yeah.
My partner and I have been together for 14 years, going on 15 next year.
Congrats, bro.
Right? Exactly. So thank you. So imagine if I had given into that very common narrative. So I'm talking about something that you and I know is a reality that most dudes face, right? My partner has always been a step ahead of me. Merely because of the fact that, firstly, because of our career decisions, what she chose to do and what I chose to do. For one, she's an academic, so she's always had the intention to study higher.
Yeah.
Like that was always the intention for her. I've never had that intention, right? And as a result,
you went to school for survival.
Basically, you could say that. I went to
make
school,
money. Once I make money, let's focus on the money.
Exactly. And I mean, I have regrets with what I studied, but it did work out for the best. It did work out for good at the end. But if I went back, I would have chosen differently.
What did you study?
Marketing.
Please
so I did
on.
both traditional and digital marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. So in all of that, the point I'm making is to come back to what you're saying. In as much as there are people who are out for themselves out in the world, and those people have made you disappointed in yourself, I believe that there are gems, such as my wife, who chose to stick it through with me up until this point, and at any given time could have decided, Uguti, you know what, my guy, I'm going to find me a doctor.
Yeah.
Like at any given time, she could have decided that, right? And here's the part which I feel is even more magical for me. She was surrounded by friends that would tell her, Guti, my friend, Given is going to make a plan. This is something that she tells me to this day.
She had the right friends around her.
Yes, her friends were telling her and singing her that song over and over and over, and we've made it this far.